The red pill. The gateway to heaven every time I close my eyes. I never thought that sentence would become reality. But life, or whatever resembles it, always finds a way to make you doubt your own eyes and mind. Not special, just an average office worker living a dull, repetitive life. Work in the morning, home at night, scarfing down cold takeout and sleeping with half-baked, meaningless dreams. That day, everything started with humiliation. In the suffocating white-lit meeting room, my boss, a slippery bastard with a face like an eel, berated me in front of everyone for losing a major client. He blamed it all on me, performing a flawless act of shedding responsibility. But the truth? He had spent the weekend drinking with his new girlfriend, 20 years younger, and dumped the entire project on me with barely 2 days left before the contract signing. I knew it. Everyone knew it. But no one said a word. His father was the company's vice president. I clenched my teeth and took it like I always did. But this time the feeling of helplessness didn't fade. It clung to me like an oil stain, weighing down every step home. Instead of going straight to my cramped apartment, I stopped by an old bar near my place, a haunt from my college days. Dim neon lights, cigarette smoke hanging in the air, old jazz tunes, and the scent of oak-aged liquor mingled with the crowd's musk. I meant to drink alone, drown the bitterness, but fate had other plans. That's when I saw him, my best friend from high school. He had moved from Asia back then, and no one talked to him except me. Maybe because we lived close. Both of us were small, unimpressive, not athletic, no girlfriends, forgettable nobodies who spent school years being bullied. But he was smart, scary smart. Later, his family moved away, and I heard he got into some prestigious med school. Then, silence. Seeing him again, his hair longer, eyes sharper, and a strange smile on his face. We sat down, had a few drinks, and talked about life. I vented about work, the suffocating routine, the sense of being crushed every day. He smirked. Ever wanted to punch that bastard boss of yours in the face? I nodded without hesitation. Every single day. But I always backed down. The consequences, too much. He sipped his drink. What if you could do anything, and no one would know? No punishment, no trace. No such thing, unless it's in a dream. His eyes lit up like he'd just revealed a cosmic secret. What if you could create that dream, so real you feel every touch, every breath, and each dream saves like a game? Sleep again, you pick up where you left off. I laughed. What? You think you're God now? He shook his head. Not God. But the company I work for is developing a drug that can do exactly that. Wanna try? I froze. Try? You want me to be your lab rat? He chuckled. I already tested it. On chimps. On myself. It works. No side effects. Nothing unusual so far. I stayed quiet. He leaned in. Unless you don't want to punch your boss. Or maybe date Jessica? Remember her? Hottest girl in school. You wanted her too, didn't you? I looked at him, said nothing, then nodded. He pulled out a small Ziploc bag with 7 bright red pills, handed them to me. Take one every night before bed. After 7 days, meet me back here. If anything weird happens, call this number. I pocketed the pills. That night I didn't take one, but the next night I did. And then everything changed.
Dreams of freedom. The first pill. I took it after a shower, turned off the lights, lay down. Within 5 minutes, I was in the deepest sleep of my life. And I dreamed, not like before. This was vivid. I stood in a city unlike any I'd seen. Skyscrapers glowed, skies shifted with emotion, people moved like streams of light. I felt strong, confident, unbound. I knew it was a dream. How? I was flying, floating midair, laughing with joy. It was unbelievably real. The crisp air, the breeze brushing my skin. I could feel it all. Then I remembered something I hadn't done yet. I went to my office. My boss was in a meeting. I walked in and punched him square in the face. I insulted him without mercy, kicked him in the groin. He cried like a child. No one cared, even as he screamed himself hoarse. I walked out, satisfied. Next stop, a cafe. Jessica was there, even more beautiful than I remembered. I said hi. She smiled. We dated. We even made love. It felt so real that the next morning I had to take another shower. Each night, another pill. Each night I returned to the dream. No limits, no pain, no failure. I built my own world. A floating island. A glass castle. A kingdom where I was king. But then, after the 5th pill, things began to blur. I couldn't tell dreams from reality. I mistook office colleagues for dream characters. Once, I called out to Jessica in a meeting in front of my boss. I laughed during a report. I felt like I was flying in the elevator. Everything got hazy. I called him. He didn't pick up. I tried skipping the 6th pill, but without it I couldn't sleep. Tossing, turning, panicked. Reality lost its charm. Dull, heavy. I needed the pill. I took it. That night, I stood atop a 64-story building. The city below shimmered. Wind brushed my face, my hair danced. I knew I was dreaming. And I believed I could fly. I jumped. The final smile. I didn't fly. I fell. Falling didn't feel like in dreams. It was real, cold, terrifying. I screamed, but there was no sound. Everything blurred. I saw headlights below. Then, darkness. When I woke up, or thought I did, I saw my body, shattered on the pavement, but I could still see a soul, a leftover spark of consciousness. I didn't know, but I felt one thing. I was smiling, a long, painful yet freeing smile. And in the final fog of awareness, I saw him, my friend, standing at the street corner under a dim light. He was smiling, not sad, not regretful. Just the knowing smile of someone who always understood what was coming. He was right. That pill was the gateway to heaven every time I closed my eyes. But like every paradise, it never comes free.